Hello, you sleepers. How you sleeping? How's your day? How you doing? It's Sleeps with Maddie, and I'm back with another build video. This time I'm sitting on my living room floor with my dog, who is currently standing over me. He wants the toys underneath the couch, but I can't grab them for him right now. And I wanted to just tell you about my magical HQ build. As you saw before, in like that kind of 10 minutes, it was just a run through or like a walkthrough of everything that's going on. You can hear my fiance creaking in the chair, and he's doing a great job at doing that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. I thought as much as I did love the Realm of Magic pack, I definitely he's still creaking. I definitely loved I didn't love the HQ build that they kind of brought with it. I didn't think it really went, and especially if you're going to a Realm of Magic world, you want the whole build or the HQ to look like this crazy big thing. So I looked around and I definitely watched Claire Siobhan do her build, and so the outer build looks a little like that, but I also took influence from like Harry Potter and definitely Game of Thrones, one of my favorite series on HBO. It's totally crazy, totally good. Recommend watching it. Definitely not for younger people, but I definitely do see it. Now, as you can kind of see, like the top, I wanted to do this like upper garden area. I thought that would be so cool. And I have to like cut this video because this video, excuse me, took over like 5 days. It's so crazy. It took me forever. I was doing it like 2 hours each day, or at least trying to, and the whole thing was like so much, and I didn't know what to do for some rooms, and so I kind of just like sit there and I'm waiting. So it's gonna be like a really choppy build. I tried to make it like overall comprehensible, but I'm not quite sure I did that. But I also had to like put this on, I think it was speed 4, so it's really fast. So yeah, and like from this video I kind of want to talk about like this is sort of a occult building. As all, I have vampires, and I wanted the vampires to come over, and because it's a magic HQ. And when I thought about that, I was like, well, all of the magic beings should be able to come here. And so I have mermaids kind of built up for the future, but vampires, I made like a secret little underground base that I have. If you wait for it. In the pictures at the end of the video, you kind of see, I think it's the last 3, you see the secret room, which I thought, I really liked. I liked how it turned out because, there's not a lot of vampires until you see my vampire series and you see how many. But, like, I thought of, like, the vampires who turn the other vampires, that they would kind of, like, take them under their wing and sort of, I don't know, train them to be a vampire. But these are for vampires who, like, don't have any training, and they kind of come to this school, or then they get kind of taught. They have, like, a Vlad statue, which I think, like, at least in my series, and you're getting a little information on my vampire series, that Vlad is sort of like the founder in this, like, in Forgotten Hollow. So, and these guys all have to kind of listen to him. So there's that. But beyond that, yeah, I wanted to talk, I don't know, just about like the wizarding build. I was really worried about like speaking here. I've procrastinated it as much as I can because I didn't know what to talk to you guys for like a solid 20 minutes. And I've done it before in my other speed video, but I was like kind of scared. So I'm definitely feeling a little better. Going back to like the terrain, I completely flattened the lot. And I added like a maze because I thought that was really cool. As you can see, I just dropped a random stranger that I might have to delete there because he may or may not be stuck, but then I fix it. And I make like this maze that goes around. I don't have any pictures of it, and I'm definitely going to put this build up on the gallery. I do use some CC, so I might, if you guys want, link the CC with the build and upload it. Or, if you guys just want to have the entire just building and like build rooms, I use a lot of the actual like I use the game packs as well. Oh, and then Atlas has come to like lay down beside me. I'll have to link you to, like, I made a little Instagram profile for him, so you guys will have to come and see how gorgeous he is. He's a Labrador German Shepherd mix, and he's absolutely so attractive. He has just sighed. You might hear that. But yeah. So with that, I don't know, I just want to know, how do you like the channel so far? As I'm kind of like going through the build. It takes me a long while to go through this because I'm kind of building the shape. But yeah, how are you guys? Definitely message below. Tell me how you're feeling. Talking about the build, I made like 3 separate buildings, and then I attached the 2, like, I don't know, I guess I would call them comma parts together. Yeah, right here. And I wanted, like, because we have 3 schools of magic, to have like one of them be practical, one of them be untamed, and like the middle building kind of be mischief. Not because it's like mischief is like the best, but just because I think that, mischief kind of goes in between practical and untamed. So I have that, and like the first floor, really struggled on what to do. I hope you guys like what I did. I love the stairs, like from the pack, just the now changeable stairs. I struggle with how to do them together, but I love it. I love how you now have like more options to change them. It's crazy. And then, what I don't like is the banisters that you put on. I think those, like, I definitely like try and fix that. I might find some CC to fix that. Also, the flooring was completely crazy because if you delete so many levels, you'll get to the bottom of the little island because these guys are floating, and it becomes a struggle because I didn't want to see the ground, and I also wanted to open it up because they call this place Dragon's Keep, which I absolutely, because I love dragons, and I scoured the internet for a whole bunch of dragon CC or dragon like statues. I didn't get any. I don't know how to make CC. Maybe I'll do that, but it was really, really challenging to make like fine dragon CC. So instead I used like, and we'll see it towards the end, like dragon statues, the wooden carved ones, and just blew them up a whole lot. So that was that. So it's not really dragony, but I wish like I could add in, because I would like open up the foundation so it could look like a little cave down below, so like as if dragons could like fly in. I hope EA makes maybe some dragons in the occult, maybe for like pets or something, because that would be so cool. Imagine like being a wizard and like having a dragon on your shoulder. Ever since I was a little girl, I absolutely loved dragons. I remember just kind of growing up and like playing with a friend of mine. We were at daycare and we would like pretend we were dragon riders. I know it sounds really weird, but like, yeah, we loved, like, absolutely loved that. We'd also play with like Legos and make dragons, and they're my favorite beings. And then for the door, so completely going off my tangent, for the door, okay, so here, yes, the door I wanted to be kind of like elegant, but not like too elegant. Like, they're already in this world, and this, like, as if this school kind of owns this island. The door wasn't to be too grand. It was like to be like, here you go, you know? And so this is like the next day, I built crystals, and I wanted to showcase like the different magic types. And I was like, okay, what can I do? I'm just kind of searching through, like, what can I do to kind of like make this really cool, make it really unique. And I thought, like, you'll see at the end, or you saw earlier, how like the crystals like began floating, and I wanted to add this like special effect where kind of like the crystals are floating on their own, and like that's how we see how the magic like correlates with each other. You see, like, on the right, at least right now on the right of the building, like the Untamed has this kind of like exploded room, or so I thought, like I kind of like tried to portray. And that's because Untamed magic is untamed, of course, and the practical magic is like pedestals and everything, pedestals, and like how you have the crystals floating, and it's really like, it's really uniform and all of that. And then the mischief, I added, well, I mean, yeah, untamed, like, or I mean practical, it's kind of like pedestals. So yeah, you can kind of see here how I had the crystals floating, which I thought was like so cool. This is honestly my favorite part of the build. Absolutely love it. So even if you just want to look at the building and download it, like, that's what it would be for. So over here, the Untamed, crazy hard. I like struggled, and I even go through the build, like when I put the rock on, I like, it skips through the floor, and so when I was showing my fiance like through it, I was like, oh, I have to fix that. So I had to like raise the rock and return like raise everything else, was just kind of a struggle. But I did it, and I'm so happy and proud of like this whole build. It's absolutely crazy. I think like yeah, this is like honestly my longest build. Even like a generation house that I built is not as long nor as like strenuous as this, and I definitely like admire anybody who builds stuff like this because it's hard, but it's totally worth it in the end. And I wanted my witches, as you see, like on Friday, I wanted my witches to kind of have this like glorious building to kind of go with like Caster's Alley and everything. I wanted this glorious building that they could kind of look at and see. So that's right, and it's all functional, so it's really cool. You guys don't end up seeing, or you see it a little in like the previous, like little like walkthrough clip. But I had a garden, a completely usable garden of like all the harvestables that you could use, which I thought was so cool because of practical magic. Like you need ingredients, and like how cool would that be to just have ingredients like on the floor below, and also where people could like come and chill or whatnot. So that was like really cool. And we just like admire the Untamed Magic. I'm like trying to figure out how to put it on together, make sure it's all even. And I think it is, minus the fact that I had to like raise everything a little bit. And here's my mischief magic, which I couldn't find a good place to put it. Like I didn't want to put it on top of the very top because I love the glass roof, and I loved like I could just imagine the moonlight like showering down on that like garden. And I thought that I couldn't change it. I couldn't fix that. So I was like, here, we'll just put it right in front. And it actually turned out really well. I definitely love, because I'm so like symmetrical driven, that like this looks really unique, just I mean in terms of like aesthetic purposes. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then yeah, let me just adjust myself. My leg is going asleep. Ooh, there we go. So, and then little Atlas. Yeah, beyond, let's talk about like the witches series I have. I hope you guys like Julianne and Hannah. They're all coming back. I had to re-record the video, so it's going to be released on Friday. And then actually today, because I am recording this on Monday, I hope you guys like the Rags to Riches I built in. I'm super excited for that series. I think that's going to be so crazy. And like, you might have heard him, Atlas sigh. I'm super excited for that because it's just like, that's so fun. You've seen everybody do it, and I really wanted to give my hand a try, but with a twist, because I'm not like that great at building. I'm not, you know, the complete best, but I do enjoy building. And so adding the like extra challenge of having like to build the rest of Newcrest would be like pretty cool. And so I have cats and dogs, so like they're gonna be a vet, and there's gonna be like a vet clinic and everything, which like might be the next generation. But I thought that would be so cool to also like, you know, see that grow in the background. And then in the future, you might see the 7 toddler challenge, which I'm gonna be recording soon, and have that sort of morph into the 100 baby challenge, and I'm super excited for. And then also I want to play like other games. So I want to play Minecraft because that's really fun. I actually, I used to play when I was younger, and then my fiance introduced it to me late, like, I mean, just a couple of months ago, and I absolutely love the building. You might hear Atlas squeaking around. I love the building part of that. I love, like, surviving, too. I think that's pretty cool. It's definitely something different, but the same to Sims. So that's it. This building right here, or this little room, is kind of the Archmage's or like Headmaster's little room. He sleeps here. This is where his study is, where he can kind of like have more of the like kids come in and kind of like sit and talk to him. This is where he kind of runs. He has like a study area. I think like another favorite, I left a cauldron there. So, and we kind of see like the crystals of the different like clans of magic. So that's pretty cool. And then yeah, oh, I completely remembered. Now I'm gonna have to like thank you guys for remembering me. You literally caught me mid recording, but I'm gonna have to go through, because I got rid of the mod for the sorcerers. I'm going to have to go through and fix the trait that gives the warlock trait to the other the other witches and wizards that I have in Glimmerbrook and Windenburg. So I'll have to fix that also. Yeah, and then right here is my library. Oh my god, this is like mostly inspired by Hogwarts. And I remember, I think it was like, yeah, I think it was the second one, Chamber of Secrets, where like they had to go through into the Forbidden Library, and I wanted to add like that really cool aesthetic of having like a dark place, kind of like where darker magic is practiced, and I also wanted to be a part of it, so I kind of like roped it off and made this back area, as you can kind of see into the the Forbidden Library. So this one I also like. So I've tried to go down by floors. So I built the fourth floor and then the third floor study, like headmaster study together. And then my computer didn't have enough storage to record, and I was like, well, I'm already cutting it, so I kind of like added in this one. I kind of did a lot of this by myself, minus the recording, and I wanted to make it kind of spooky because this is just like a lot of monotonous work of like raising the candles so they look like they're floating, and then placing like bookcases, or not bookcases, but placing the book stacks down and having them all look good. And I have to say, one of my favorite CC pieces, I know it's really like, it's weird, but I love the pots. I love the pots because it makes it look so like witchy, and I remember just being like, after seeing Harry Potter, like always wanting to be a witch, and even like before Realm of Magic was even announced, I loved just putting the pots down because it made it look like a darker magic kind of, everything is for sacrifice. So that's pretty cool. And also, like, I want to talk about the basis of where, at least where my magic comes from, and I definitely think that there is a sacrifice with magic that has to go through when you like, that all magic is not necessarily like good or bad, but that it is, it's neutral, and there are things that you have to worry about when using it. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you have to figure out, and what you have to sacrifice, because all magic can't be good magic. It can't, like, as much as we'd love it without sacrifice, magic is definitely needed for sacrificing. So there's that. And then I'm kind of placing, so like, this area is pretty cool. This is where all the cursed objects come. They're like flowers, the fountain of like youth, or it could be called, there's a skull there with untamed magic, possibly could have died in the explosion that happened. And I really didn't know what to do in this like outer area. I wanted to put together a sitting area because I thought that'd be pretty cool. In like a school, you'd love to like sit around, chat with your friends or your other like classmates. And so I made it like right in front of the headmaster's space. And then like it breaks off into the different classrooms, or the different sides, which is practical and untamed. I'm gonna get those so confused. And I thought that was pretty cool. And this is the first time I used my dragon statue because I didn't want to go like too overboard, because it doesn't look like, I wish it was stone looking. It doesn't look like stone, which I'm kind of sad because it's wooden. But, in the end, I thought it looked really good. It did. It definitely looked perfect. And I just, like, this is the first time I'm like, oh, right. Because I saw other people build where, like, if you move the counters and then just raise the objects to the counter level, you don't have to have them like stick to the counters. So also this down here, if you're gonna have like, if they're gonna live here, they need to have like a cafeteria. So I built a little cafeteria with a bar and like a side kitchen where you can kind of sit and chat with your friends. This is in the lowest level of the basement. I first wanted to go with like, well, it'd be pretty cool if like Teen Sims could hang out and have like a DJ or something, but then I was like, I probably shouldn't do that. It looked kind of weird because I wanted to stick with this, like, not necessarily like medieval feel, but not necessarily like modern. So kind of like this mystical feel, and a DJ would not work for that. So, and all my lights are from the vampire like gothic lights. Absolutely love that, but also could not find any other lights that would work. I didn't want to put a whole bunch of candlesticks or like candelabras everywhere. So I was like, wall lights would work. And so I used that. As you can kind of see, I think the one futuristic thing I do have are the trash cans because I did not want to put a bin down. I absolutely didn't want to put this like giant trash bin. Would not know where to put it, where that would even go. So I was like, well, if I just like place down some base game, like the most expensive trash cans you can, I won't have that issue and the trash will just like completely disappear. And I think like, and I'm also super proud of this build does not exceed like 500,000 or maybe like 600,000 dollars. So I thought that was pretty cool. Also here I'm building like bedrooms because if you've like stayed the night or you had kind of dorm rooms, that'd be pretty good. A lot of bathrooms because we do not have enough of that. So I did that, and then over here, as you can kind of see, I'm building the vampire like area. I'm building like a little meeting room. I also put them in the dark because vampires can't do sunlight. So what better than to place them in the basement where they can learn? I'm not being mean whatsoever. I don't think. Maybe I am. This is kind of like their meeting area. Again, as I said, like there's not a whole lot of vampire like students. So there's like a little. I think there's maybe like a total of 6, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, we're gonna see like more of the vampires in a separate series because I kind of gotta like, I want to like go through, kind of like set up the storyline for both of them before I add them together. And I want like, because I love the series and I want them to like go for so long that I don't want them to like grow up or like age without like me saying something. So there's that. And here I have where the vampires can kind of sleep. I want it to be kind of like a study, but I also put like a plasma tree down. Here I built like a little mermaid area, and I did this in another house, which I like was so cool. In one of my vampire houses in the modern vampire clan, which is kind of based off of like Twilight and True Blood, but definitely a more modern feel where there's not like as much death. This is where the mermaids are. And I built this indoor pool as I got off on a tangent, completely forgot where I was going, but I built this really cool like indoor cavey pool because if it's in the basement, like there'd be cave systems and everything because this is like a little island. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then this is like towards the end of the like build where I was getting kind of tired of what to do. Completely ignored the first floor because I was like, what am I gonna do? What even is gonna go there? The second floor, again, I had to like chop it up really a lot, so it does not make a whole lot of sense, but you can kind of get the idea. Here is the Untamed Magic dueling area, which you can also duel on the other island, but this one I thought was one of my favorite because I put all the books up there. I had to put a bookshelf because I did not want them to travel to the library where all the bookcases are and try and find those because that would have been really annoying. And also the shelves are CC, so they only allowed you to place like 3 per shelf. So I had to use a whole lot of shelves, which I'm completely okay with. In the same room, we have the familiars and the wands and the brooms. I love the broom corner. I love those like really cool steampunk brooms and like even the classic brooms. I don't like the brooms that look like a triangle. I think I put them up there, but I don't like them. I did not like like the Swiffer mop like broom. I I did not. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Under the wand, I hate the magician's wand. I think that's so cheesy. So I did not put that up. So yeah, beyond that, I thought that was like, this is pretty cool. I wanted it to be like an open space so the Untamed Magic guys could like duel, and as if like Morgan's coming in and teaching them. I'm also going to CC up all the stages outside of like a video. I won't record it, but you'll see them completely different for the witches. I might even add my own stage. I have to figure out how to do that, but I think that'd be pretty cool because as much as I love those mages, I want it to be more like conducive for my story, not necessarily like what EA gave us, which thank you. They made the Realm of Magic. You know, I couldn't do it without them, but I definitely might change it around. So here's like the little broom area, which I thought it was so cool. I was so excited for it. And then I put the familiars on the bottom shelf, which I love. I love the little dragon. We definitely know what a possible familiar will be. I will get the mod that makes the familiars just a little better, that'll talk to you, because I don't like them just not saying anything. Yes, they do protect us from being overcharged, but at the same time, do they protect us? So that's that. Yeah, I'm super excited for the build. I don't video myself doing the maze and like the outside because I put up the magic bean tree. I also used the abandoned mine because I wanted like everything to kind of, it's a magic realm. So I wanted like magic portals to all these other realms. And maybe I'll do like because I think you can build in those slots. Like I think that would be so cool if there's a portal, like these guys can go and hang out there, which would be really cool. I might do that. I just came up with that. I'm super excited and I'm getting close to the end. So bye guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and I will see you soon. Bye.